CFL Combine one-on-one interview with Southern Utah University defensive lineman Francis Bemiy. Francis, you're from Montreal, and I know a lot of prospects in Canada grow up watching the NFL, playing Madden, idolizing lots of NFL players. I understand you grew up a huge fan of the Montreal Alouettes. Is that true?
Yeah, I did. Grew up watching the Alouettes during kind of the golden era, like 2010, 2009, and watched them go to two Grey Cups back to back. So I've been a fan for a while, since I was a little kid.
I was going to say, that's a great time to be a fan of the
Yeah,
Montreal
definitely.
Alouettes. Did you have a favorite player growing up?
I would say probably Calvillo and SJ Green. I love his catches. He would always do amazing catches, so either Anthony Calvillo or SJ Green for sure.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those two.
Oh, yeah.
I know Calvillo's in the Hall of Fame. I can't imagine S.J. Green is far along. You've got John Bowman going into the Hall of Fame this year, another guy who's with the Alouettes. I'm curious, do you remember watching him at all growing up?
Oh, as a defensive man, yeah, I do remember him watching back in the days during those Grey Cup era. But yeah, I think right now he's with the BC Lions, if I'm not mistaken, or not?
He's coaching the BC
Yeah,
Lions,
so yeah.
their defensive line coach. Let's talk more about you when you got to college, because you're from Montreal. You ended up in Southern Utah. Tell us, how the heck did that come about?
I know, I kind of been like this, my road to this point has been really like kind of crazy. So I started playing high school football at Dorval High School in the West Island in Montreal. Played it for from Sec 3 to Sec 4, and then after that, my junior, senior, I went down to California and played for 2 years in California. And originally, I was supposed to go to UConn and play with all the guys at UConn at the time, but I couldn't get into the school academically, so unfortunately, I couldn't go. And after signing day, I was planning on going JUCO, and at the last minute, Southern Utah gave me an offer, and I just took it. And I've been there for 5 seasons, so yeah, it's been a.
Yeah, you played 49 college games. That's more than double
Yeah.
some of the prospects in this year's class. When you showed up on campus, you mentioned the academic issue with UConn. Did that bring a chip on your shoulder at all once you arrived?
Yeah, definitely, because, UConn was my dream school at the time, so definitely not being able to go to UConn at the time, I had to go to Southern Utah. Like, when I got there, I was trying to just make sure, I take my academic side, because I didn't take academic as seriously as growing up as I should have. So the older I got, that's the more I realized how important it was, and making sure I take on my academic stuff first before football.
You're fully bilingual. You're from Quebec. Yeah. What was the culture shock like being in Southern Utah?
It's totally different. Montreal, big city, everything. And then you go to Southern Utah and it's small, different, a lot of Mormons out there. It's totally different than Montreal, So, at the end of the day, you just kind of got to adapt to it. And honestly, just being in Utah, I learned so much, totally different culture, different, everything. So, overall, I think it's helped me grow as a person, too, a lot. So, honestly, if anything, I really enjoyed my time there at Southern Utah.
Did you get a chance to see the Grand Canyon?
Oh, no, I've driven through the Grand Canyon, but I've never really seen it. I've just driven through it, but yeah, it's beautiful out there, really beautiful. If you like the outdoors, you'll love Utah for sure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area of the United States.
Really
that's
beautiful,
for sure.
yeah.
Let's talk about on the field. You're listed at 270 pounds. I know you arrived to campus at 250 pounds. Mm-hmm. Where do you see your future? Do you see yourself playing on the edge, or do you see yourself playing on the interior of the D-line?
I think probably both. I think probably early on, probably interior a little bit. So, yeah. I've played a lot of my career at 270 and kind of lost a little bit of that weight now, so I'm a little lighter now. But yeah, I probably see myself probably playing a little inside early on probably. But end is my main position, but yeah, probably a little more inside.
Where do you prefer to play?
I actually don't really mind, honestly. I like playing both. So
is one harder than the other? Like tell us, what is the difference for you playing on the inside versus on the outside?
So on the outside, you kind of got a little more room, but on the inside, it's really gritty out there. So you get double teams, it's really gritty. So, but yeah, so it's just different. On the outside, you got a little more room. You get to, especially with the CFL rules, you got a yard. So I don't know how much I need to adjust to that. But on the inside, think about it, you get a lot of double teams. You got to do with the center, you got to do with the tackle. And also, it's a lot quicker too, because the distance is, so it's you get 2 yards off the ball, you got to get ready to shoot you're going to shoot their hands, work hands and all that. So I would say, yeah, that's probably the main difference, just how much space you have.
I was going to ask about that because new to the Combine this year, we've got a bunch of practice sessions, right, that are happening after kind of the traditional measuring in, testing, all that stuff. How have you prepared as an NCAA guy for that yard off the ball that you haven't had to deal with since, you were in high school?
Yeah, so I was in Montreal, my trainer Marvin Golden, he played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And he was trying to tell me like how he did it, how he managed the yard and all that. So just learning from him, I think I need to come out here and try to, make sure I get off fast, because the yard, that's a lot of ground to cover too, and then still is half a yard, so you get one step and you're already engaged with the lineman after a couple steps, but you get a yard, that's an extra step. So he's just trying to get me and give me tips and pointers on certain stuff. And he actually told me it's actually a benefit too, playing a yard off the ball. So just coming out here and having the chance to actually do it, like, I think it's gonna help me to the next level, just coming out here, experiencing it firsthand, and then help me in my career.
Today's still the first day of the Combine, but I'm sure you've talked to a few teams. You're going to be talking to, I'd imagine, all the teams over the course of the week. Tell me, what is the number one reason why one of them should draft you on draft day?
I think I'm far from reaching my potential. I think I have a lot of potential left. I think I never thought I'd reach my full potential. So I think whatever team gets me, I think I have the chance to really reach my full ceiling. So whatever team it is, I think I have a lot of growing to do and getting better as a player. And I know I have to get better as a player, to get stronger, faster, and everything. But I think whatever team gets me, they're gonna get someone that's dedicated and that's really has a lot of growth and to get better.
The Alouettes have 2 picks in the first round this year, 3 picks in the top 13. I got to ask, would it mean anything extra to you to get taken by the Owls?
Yeah, it definitely will mean, being a fan since I was a kid and all that, so it mean a lot. And just on the good days, when I grew up, like, that's the first brand of football I started watching. I started watching CFL before I started watching the NFL. So if that opportunity ever come, it would be like a dream come true, playing at Percival Molson Stadium with family and friends. That would be a really dream come true, if anything.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Francis.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.